Hey guys, Dagan here from PMTV UK and welcome to the wonderful world of bass guitars. It can be quite daunting choosing your first bass guitar, but I'm here today to help you through it and show you why things sound the way they do, what certain things do, what's active, what's passive, why do I need a battery? Oh god, it's terrifying. I'm here to talk you through everything and hopefully help you out on making your first bass guitar purchase. Firstly, I'm going to say don't listen to anyone on whether they say something's bad. Things aren't bad, personal preferences are a thing. The bass itself, in all its different incarnations, no matter what brand it is, have been around for a number of years. Everyone knows the styles I'm talking about that have been copied by other brands. There's nothing bad with certain basses. Get off the forums that say, Thunderbirds are neck heavy. Thunderbirds are neck heavy, but they sound great, and if you have a strap with a decent leather strap with a bit of suede on the inside, the weight of it keeps it there, but if you get like a seatbelt strap, it'll neck dive all the time. Nice strap, Thunderbird, blowing the mind out of all the forums you've been looking at saying Thunderbirds are neck heavy and you shouldn't buy one. They're amazing. Humbuckers are too loud to play anything other than punk rock and all that malarkey on. That's not true. Anything can sound as good as you like it. So if your favourite bass player plays a Stingray or it's Nicky Six from Motley Crue and he plays a Thunderbird, there's nothing wrong with getting that and making it fit your needs. Now that's off my chest, I'll get down to the important things. So the first question is usually active and passive. What's an active bass? What's a passive bass? Passive basses are just the pickups, wide to the volume pot, and a tone control to the output or something to that effect. It's the way electric guitars usually are, bass guitars usually are. It's how they've been for years and years and years. Active circuitry gets interesting because it introduces preamps and active pickups. So, say this Mexican player P-bass, classic P-bass, the way it's always been, pickup, volume, tone control. But when you see active circuits, I feel like I'm on Blue Peter. Here's one I made earlier. You get these intimidating knobs and all that malarkey. What's going on? What's all this? What it is it introduces more tone shaping, really. So active pickups are a bit more clanky. There's a bit more clarity and natural compression, which is great. Not for everyone. Probably not as warm, some might say, but it's all personal preference. You've got to try them out for yourselves. And you get things like EQs. So bass, middle, treble. You'll have that on an amp as well, and any effects you've got. But it's just a little bit more tone shaping, so you can get a unique sound that's suitable for yourselves. Just because I said that active basses give you more tone shaping as well, doesn't necessarily mean they're better. Don't think, oh, I need to get an active bass because you can shape your tone more, make it more unique to yourself. People were just fine before active basses, and the traditional way is certainly not a bad thing. I'm a big fan of traditional, but active, it's there if you need it. I'm going to say this a couple of times throughout this little video. Always try them out. I'm just trying to help. Don't take my word as gospel at all. You need to come into a shop. Something like a musical instrument is very important to you. You need to have one in your hands and try a couple of ones out, because you might think the idea of active circuitry is amazing, but fall in love with a traditional P-bass or a Fender jazz bass just for the sound, and you think this is the sound I'm going to use forever. So yeah, hope that kind of makes sense. So what style of bass should you go for? I always think, well, for my opinion, jazz basses are the most versatile basses out there. Could be wrong, let me know in the comments if you disagree or what your favourite bass is and why I'm wrong. But jazz basses are versatile, but go off what your idol is, because everyone plays an instrument for a reason. Myself, Angus Young, so I pretty much only play Gibson SGs these days, and that's ingrained in me. So if you're not a Jaco Pastorius fan, jazz bass. Lemmy fan, get something like a Rickenbacker. If you're a fan of Flea, Stingray basses. They all kind of do different things, but again, can't stress enough, you've got to come into a store and try one out for yourselves. Like jazz basses are nice and warm, but you can't get it to sound like a P-bass. Can't get a P-bass to sound like a Stingray. Does the active thing make it more versatile? Sure, but you can't make an active bass sound like a P-bass or a jazz bass. It's an interesting thing, but again, you've got to try them out for yourselves, and I've just realised the P-bass I got down to show you before, the one with all the active circuitry in, is nearly £2,000. Not all active circuit basses are £2,000. I've been able to make some of the greatest affordable active preamp circuit basses, and they're only £230, I think, to start at, which is crazy. They have humbuckers in as well. And there's lots of switches on certain basses, and don't be intimidated by that, because single coils and humbuckers are the two major kinds of pickups. I kind of half explained what active and passive pickups do before with the clarity and the bit of the clunk. Single coils and humbuckers. Single coils are one single line of magnets, like on a jazz bass. Humbuckers are the dual rows. What do I here to show you? Yeah, like this Music Man. So take a look at that. So the dual row magnets as opposed to like the single ones on a jazz bass or something similar. And with this, it's a lot more. There's a lot more there. It's picking, because all these are magnets, and they pick up the vibration of the string, turn it into sound through witchcraft, and put it into your amplifier. So with the thicker humbucker, which is essentially 2 single coils in one, wrapped in copper wire, gives you a thicker sound, a more warmer sound, just a different kind of tone. So it's up to you whether you want to have a single coil with a bit more clank, but you have 2 single coils running at once to make them humbuck, essentially. There's 2 of them, or a humbucker, with switches. With most humbucker guitars as well, you can coil tap them with a little switch to make only one of the sets of magnets fire, which turn it into a single coil. Again, just pouring you with words here, but I'm hopefully telling you what's what. Got this lovely beast of a sound bag to show you now that this comes with a single coil pickup and a humbucker. So that's variation right there at its finest. Just to give you an idea. And the Music Man I picked up before was a 5-string. 5-string basses are becoming, well, already very popular. 6 and 7-string basses are a bit mad. But 5-string basses give it that extra low bass string when you want to get down low, essentially, because bass players can get a bit high when it comes to certain guitar stuff. Just an extra tonal string to your bow, string to your bass, if needs be. 5-string basses are great. With that, you do get a thicker neck profile, though, and that's something you should be very aware of, neck profile. People come in all the time wanting certain things because they like a certain artist. Come in, try the bass. Oh, I don't get on with the neck. I prefer the P bass. I prefer the jazz bass. This Rickenbacker is amazing. This Music Man's amazing. Always come in, try one out for yourselves because you have to have it in your hand to find out what is comfortable. I think with fingerboards as well, not so much Ibanez, but Fenders either come with Palfaro, Rosewood, or Maple fingerboards. Maple, you get a bit more snap on it. Maple is the paler wood. Rosewood are the slightly darker woods. Rosewood's a little bit warmer, a little bit snappier. Again, all personal preference. You've got to try one for yourself. So the big question, how much should you spend? Obviously, if budget's no option, get something lovely and versatile, but if you're starting out and budget is a bit more tight, don't get something naff. Don't get something just because it's cheap. Play something and save up for something. 1, you'll appreciate it more if you save for it. And 2, it'll suit your needs more. Don't try and jump into something just because it's a deal or it's cheap and it's awesome, because it will be a bit naff. Basses are a lot better than they were back in the day. You can get an amazing bass for 150 quid these days and go up to 200, 300 pounds to get the Squier jazz basses. I used to play a Squier jazz bass in a cover band and it was amazing. I had all these basses to choose from, but I chose that because it was cheap, cheerful, and absolutely mint. Ibanez basses, like I was saying, versatile with that active circuitry. 230 quid to start at, it's crazy. You can get some crazy aesthetic looks on the Ibanez basses as well. It's awesome. So, money-wise, start around 150, 200 quid. Anything less might be a bit naff. Don't just buy something because it's a deal. Squiers, amazing. Can't praise them highly enough. Going up to the Mexican range as well. I can't stop talking about Fender basses. I'm looking at them now. I can't help it. Anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any more tips out there for beginners that I've probably missed, comment down below. And if you're watching this as a beginner, look at the comments down below at people's either ripping me for one or giving you advice, because everyone's got their own opinion and most of them are correct. Don't be nasty though. And yeah, subscribe to PMTV UK on YouTube for lots more cool bass and guitar content. If you want any more information on any of the basses I've harped on about today, go to pmtonline.co.uk or call in one of our forever expanding beautiful PMT stores. We are PMT House of Rock on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Give us a like and a follow to see lots of pictures of the basses with nice filters on them. I've been Dagan and I shall see you next time.